Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair could be headed for another collision course. So we'll see what's that about and what could cause that situation to take place. Starting things off with what's really new for Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. After missing the Smackdown after the Royal Rumble, Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair were back on Smackdown during the February 13th edition of the show. Charlotte Flair comes up to Alexa Bliss backstage to apologize to her for eliminating her at the Royal Rumble, but Alexa doesn't put the blame on Charlotte Flair. Alexa says Jax was the one who eliminated her at the Royal Rumble, so right off the bat that clears some of the tension there in the room. If Alexa is being honest and views Jax as the person who really eliminated her, Charlotte Flair would be off the hook there for that situation. Charlotte Flair gifted Alexa Bliss black roses and a signed photo of herself. Alexa Bliss argued that Charlotte did not have to do all this because of what happened at the Royal Rumble, and how she knew that was a match where it was everyone for themselves. Charlotte dropped a line there about how Elimination Chamber is the same way, everyone for themselves. And that was a great little line there by Charlotte, and it could come back into play in just a few weeks. Alexa Bliss ended up winning her Elimination Chamber qualifier against Julia and Zelina Vega, which now books Alexa for a spot to win the Chamber match and get a WWE Women's title match at WrestleMania 42. Interesting enough, Charlotte Flair will also have a qualifier next week for the Women's Elimination Chamber match. It will be Charlotte versus Jax versus Kiana James to go to the Elimination Chamber match. Common sense tells us that Charlotte Flair should win this qualifier and advance to the Elimination Chamber. Charlotte should be the expected winner because this is a key way for them to continue to advance the story between Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. They cannot really advance this story if only one of them is in the Chamber match. In order to really keep this story progressing here, both Alexa and Charlotte have to be in the Elimination Chamber match. That will keep the tension high and keep that story flowing between the both of them. We saw them start this tension at the 2026 Women's Royal Rumble match. Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair were the first two entrants of that match, and they were supposed to battle it out there with each other until that number 3 entrant came down the ramp. Although they teased a little battle between the two of them right there in that moment, they ultimately called it a truce and did not fight each other in the opening moments of the Royal Rumble match. They actually did not put hands on each other in any physical way during the Royal Rumble match. So Alexa and Charlotte avoided any physical confrontation with each other at that Royal Rumble match. But if Alexa and Charlotte both qualify for the Elimination Chamber match, it's going to be much more difficult for them to avoid fighting each other in this type of match. It's a locked-in structure, only 6 women in the match, so they're not going to be able to avoid each other for the full duration of this match. Chances are that somehow, someway, they're going to have to put hands on each other during the Elimination Chamber match. Maybe they can start the match off against each other. The Elimination Chamber kicks off with 4 participants in the chambers and 2 superstars battling it out in the ring for a few minutes until the first entry into the match. So if Alexa and Charlotte are the first 2 to start things off, that's a tough spot for them to be in because they're going to have to wrestle each other. Or on the flip side, maybe Alexa and Charlotte will meet deep into the Elimination Chamber match. Maybe the final 3 or the final 2 includes Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. That's another situation where they don't really have much of a choice. They have to go against each other. And it seems possible that Alexa or Charlotte will be eliminated by the other. The Royal Rumble elimination was a bit ambiguous. You can say Jax eliminated Alexa Bliss, or you can say Charlotte eliminated Alexa Bliss. But in this chamber match, nothing will be ambiguous. It's highly possible that one of the 2 tag team partners will screw over the other for the full elimination, and to crush the WrestleMania hopes and dreams of their partner. An interesting route for this to go in could be for Charlotte Flair to pin and eliminate Alexa Bliss during the Elimination Chamber match. Alexa quickly forgave Charlotte for the Royal Rumble because it wasn't directly Charlotte's fault. But if Charlotte fully pins Alexa Bliss during the Elimination Chamber, that means Charlotte will be solely responsible for Alexa getting eliminated in that match. Can't blame anyone else, can't look in any other direction. It would 100% be Charlotte that's to blame, and that could make it harder for Alexa to forgive Charlotte this time around. Alexa gave Charlotte that free pass for what happened at the Royal Rumble, but let another elimination come from Charlotte's behalf. And we just gotta assume that Alexa would not be so quick to forgive Charlotte and give her another free pass this time around. If Charlotte causes Alexa to lose another big match on the road to WrestleMania, Alexa has to get fired up and upset at some point. It definitely seems like Alexa has been teetering on being upset towards Charlotte lately. Alexa has definitely been more colder towards Charlotte compared to the early days of their partnership. And that's what makes you think that one more bad situation could really push Alexa Bliss over that edge. And judging by the pacing of the story and the seed planting so far, that's what makes it really seem like Alexa and Charlotte both have to be in the Elimination Chamber match, and how a big story moment will happen for them within that match. That's what all the context clues are really pointing to right now. That a massive moment for Alexa and Charlotte could very much take place during the Women's Elimination Chamber match. And let's say that Charlotte eliminates Alexa Bliss, but then Charlotte herself loses the match. That's really going to make things extremely intense and awkward between Alexa and Charlotte. Because now that both of them are not getting that title match at WrestleMania, they both lost, and you would have the elephant in the room of one of them fully eliminating the other. With all that tension, awkwardness, and everything else coming off of the situations from the Royal Rumble and now Elimination Chamber, it's hard to picture a world where Alexa and Charlotte could get back on the same page. It seems like whatever happens at Elimination Chamber could possibly be the straw that breaks the camel's back for Alexa and Charlotte's relationship with each other. And coming out of the elimination match, assuming Alexa and Charlotte both lose, that means that the entire month of March could potentially be used to continue their fallout, and maybe even be used to build up a WrestleMania program between Alexa and Charlotte. But that's completely speculation, because there's no real solid word or report about Alexa versus Charlotte taking place at WrestleMania 42. Hasn't really been much rumors about that match potentially being on the card. So it's possible that they may hold out on the fallout between Alexa and Charlotte for even after WrestleMania. It's hard to tell, but if something major happens at Elimination Chamber where one of them screws over the other in a big way, it seems like that moment would definitely put us on the fast track of seeing Alexa Bliss versus Charlotte Flair sometime soon. AJ Lee will be making her big return to the 2K video game franchise with 2K26. It's the first time that AJ Lee is in the video game series since 2K15. After she left the company with an early retirement in 2015, AJ was never officially put back in the video game until right now with 2K26. AJ recently shared a photo from behind the scenes of her face scan for 2K26. She said the scanning took place right after she made her return to television, and they started working on her game model right away. AJ said that her game model looks very legit, and how her younger self is still mind-blown that she's an actual playable character in now 2 different decades of 2K video games. So AJ is very hyped to be in the game, and the fans are hyped as well that they get to officially play as her for the first time in well over 10 full years.
But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below, don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.